Welcome back. We are back in Black River for this episode of the SnowRunner playthrough. And the reason is that if you look at the main contracts on the map, so I kind of think of the contracts as almost like the main quest and the tasks are like side quests. If you look at the main contracts, then every company that has an unlocked contract right now is now back in Black River. So if you recall, the original reason, in big part, that I went to Smithville Dam was the same reason, was that the contracts that needed to be done was like delivering stuff to the farm in Smithville Dam. So if I wanted to advance that quote unquote main quest in Michigan, I needed to head over there. Now we've got some stuff to do back in Black River, so I'm back here for a little bit at least. What I want to do first, though, is there's still a bridge out that's needs to be repaired that'll help me get around the map a little bit. So I'm gonna jog over and do that real quick. So what I'm gonna do, it's actually near the lumber mill, and so I didn't bring a trailer. I'm just gonna go get wooden planks actually I need wooden planks times two, and I think that fits because they're shorter. It's the metal planks that take up 2 slots. So we should be able to do this in one run. So I'm heading into town. I'll fuel up because why not? And grab wooden planks at the lumber mill, and then it's off down. I don't know if it's like a construction site or what it's supposed to be. I don't think it's labeled, but it's the bridge that's out that several episodes ago I basically forded the river in the Chevy pickup, and it was like kind of a disaster, but I made it. That's the bridge we're going to repair. Then from there, there's a upgrade part nearby, and I think I'll just take the Paystar and try to go get it. After that, I'll have to look at the missions and see what's available. There is a mission that I need a truck like this with a crane on it to go pick up a drilling spare part, but the drilling spare part is not on the map yet. And even though I've unlocked every tower, there is a small section of the map that is still blacked out that's kind of like between the towers. So I don't know. There's kind of like a swampy area over there. I don't know if that's where the drilling spare part is. I'm tempted to go explore around over there and just see if I can find it. We'll have to see. But you know, when you go into the tasks or the contracts in the map, when it says go bring this to this location, when you highlight the item, it shows it on the map, and it's not doing that for the drilling spare part. So my guess is that that means I don't know where it's at. All right, where do I want to go? I want to head towards the tower. Yeah, I don't think... I guess I could take this road. Oh, no, because I was going to go past the fuel station. Sorry. Even though I've only used about 20 liters of fuel, because I plan to go get the upgrade part afterwards if I can, I'm going to grab fuel real quick and head down to the sawmill after that. Or the lumber mill, or whatever they call it. So that is the plan. Back in the Paystar, still rocking the Paystar. Just feel comfortable driving it. It's not the best, most perfect truck, but it does a lot of what I need, and like I said, I'm used to it for now. All right, fuel up. Let's get out of here. And there's still more upgrades for this truck that would make it even better. I mean, I don't have off-road tires even yet. I did mention, I think at the end of the last episode, I leveled up to rank 7. I think there might be tires for this truck at rank 8, but I'm not sure. I can't ever keep it straight in my head because every truck is different. And I was in looking at tires for another truck like the GMC or something like that, and they were not unranked until rank 11. So it's just kind of a crapshoot as to when different things are available. And I've not yet stooped to the game log notebook. I shouldn't say stooped. I do that for a lot of games. I always had a notebook when I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I would scrawl out like what I needed for different recipes. I kept a whiteboard when I was playing Fallout 4, and I would write down like what materials I needed to keep an eye out for, because I knew there was something I wanted to upgrade back at the camp. And especially when I was playing survival mode and there's no fast travel, I kind of needed to make sure I was always on the lookout for stuff. So there is a trailer over there with wood on it, and we need 2 planks. Yeah, so we just need 2, and they both fit. So I might as well just throw them on here. I really find that's easier, frankly, than towing a trailer. Okay, so I can go out to the left here on the lumber mill, kind of like the back side, and head towards that, whatever that work site is that I mentioned. And that's where I'm delivering these. And it's the one and only parts that are needed for that mission, so that'll complete that bridge and give me some XP. Then we'll talk about what the next mission is after that. Come on, Paystar. I do need to take a closer look at, I keep talking about the upgrades for this truck. I think some of them are in Alaska, not in Michigan. So whether I want to go specifically collect trucks that are in Alaska or not, I definitely want to get up there at some point and do some of the upgrades and things like that. I know the Hummer's in Alaska. I've not acquired that yet during this playthrough. Rocked it before. Ooh. Wait, is that the upgrade right there? There's an upgrade. I didn't realize it was actually on the way to the bridge, but it's right here. So what is this? Raised suspension, not for this truck, for the Fleet Star. Okay. So the Fleet Star is the truck that you acquire very early on in the game. It's parked outside the garage in the Black River map, and it's just given to you. It's just sitting there, and it's broken down and out of fuel, but you can just recover it to the garage, and you get it for free. Okay, I am in a very precarious situation, I feel. There we go. This kind of goes back to what I was dealing with a bit last episode with the quarry, where I find myself just really off balance, and I don't want to tip over. It's so embarrassing. I think I'm going to go hard right here and steer into the tip, and then right myself and then come back. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I mean, the vehicle dynamic when you have a load on the truck, and especially, I mean, this crane, I honestly think it makes the truck top heavy as well. It makes sense. I mean, I feel like it certainly would affect your balance in real life. So I've talked about the roof racks and everything else and how they seem to have a legitimate impact on kind of the truck handling. So I don't know why the crane wouldn't. I'm so like gun shy right now. What's that? Oh, that is, I think, the start of this mission maybe. So I think I have to drive over here and collect it before I can start it. Maybe. Show task. Wooden bridge. Yeah. So you have to do that before you can get the drop zone to show and populate. Okay. Now I'll check the map after this to see if there's another upgrade nearby, because I actually think that the upgrade I just got was not the one I was looking at, but I could be wrong. So let's check the map real quick. Another little handful of XP. Yeah, I was looking at this upgrade out here. Oh. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, I still have the ability to winch. Whoops. I'm not yet dead. I want to pull off of... Yeah, let's go with that one. I'm not going to lie, I feel like a little embarrassed just kind of coming around a corner there and barreling into the woods. I'm going to do it again if I'm not careful. It's just the weirdness of how you're on such a narrow trail and it's not flat. Oh no. Wow. I mean, all right. That's extremely embarrassing. I literally just rolled over. I mean, I know that's a little bit of a like a scout truck path, but I feel like I should have been able to drive that path with the Paystar. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna modify. I'm still likely gonna do all the things I intended to do in this episode. I've brought the Chevy back. Ooh, I need to put in all-wheel drive. Which way am I going here? I'm gonna go grab a couple things real quick here. I'm gonna do the King of the Hill missions because they're like right here, and then I'm gonna go down and get that upgrade that I just failed to get. So we'll do that first. So we're still gonna get the upgrade. We are going to actually knock off 2 additional tasks while we're doing it. And then I think in this episode, time permitting, I actually want to take the Paystar back out. And there's 2 drowned trucks nearby. And they're both like fairly close, and the drop-off points are fairly close. So I'd like to try to get those done as well if I can. I do have mud tires on the Chevy now. It's something that I unlocked at some point. One of the upgrades that not upgrades, but one of the level ups that I got enabled me to get mud tires. So I've got mud tires on the Chevy. It's still not the perfect vehicle, but for now I think it's the best scout vehicle I have. I did get the raised suspension for the International Scout 800 in the last couple episodes. I forget exactly when. I'm just a little I know that would help because the race suspension would allow me to do the larger tires. I'm still a little burned on the International Scout at this point, so I'm not gonna rush into getting back into that vehicle. I may use it at some point later. This is slow going. Okay. So I think I have to head up here, kind of through the mountain pass. Careful. So these are 38-inch wheels on this vehicle at this point. I kind of would want to look, if I was going to look at the Scout again, I kind of want to look at the maximum tire diameter on that vehicle, or at least the maximum diameter of the tires that are unlocked right now, and see kind of where they fall. And the other thing is that vehicle is just not that useful without the roof rack, and the roof rack makes it even more top heavy. So if I could get away with using it as a regular scout vehicle, like if it was the most fuel efficient, vehicle in the entire game and it barely used any fuel, I might consider it. But once I have to throw that roof rack on, which you do in my opinion, have I accepted this? Not yet. So I need to accept it, otherwise this wouldn't have counted it, I think. So if I hadn't accepted that, going up to the top of the mountain wouldn't clear that task, just for the record. I think. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. All right, since I'm in this climbing mode where I'm going to be going on all these switchbacks and the truck gets a little bouncy, I like to go into the low plus gear. Yes, it's slower, but it's not as slow as rolling over and having to recover. I do have the autonomous winch on this vehicle right now, but it's still time consuming and it's embarrassing. So let's see. I guess it wants me to go left. I can't reverse when I'm in the low gear. Oh yeah, this isn't gonna work. Let's back up carefully. Get back on the path. Yeah, I need to go this way. Oh my god. I don't know if there was like a patch at some point. When I played this game before I started this series, I don't recall rolling over more than like a handful of times. And it's basically a constant at this point that I'm rolling over in almost every episode. Now, I guess I should say I wasn't trying to talk and provide commentary at that point in time. So I was probably a little more focused. Not that it takes a ton of mental power to just ramble on, but it takes a little bit. Oops, nope, don't want to go that way. I imagine, too, I'm a little bit slightly more self-conscious about the aesthetics of my driving in this playthrough. So it's like where I would probably have been hyper careful in my first playthrough, I'm now like, nobody wants to watch you jimmy the like 18-point turn back and forth. So just go for it. And then I tip over. This task obviously is inherently about climbing the mountain here, so it is intentionally difficult. Ugh. So I got to get around this rock, and then I guess I drive over this tree. The tree is like right in the middle of the path. And then down a little bit. So the differential's lighting up. It's essentially, I think, telling me that there's a little too much traction, and that's why it's starting to light up. And if I keep going, it'll turn orange and eventually red. But I don't think it's actually a problem yet, so I'm going to leave it on. Leave it locked. All right, I think that was... I think I'm past the worst part. The path got a little bit wider. Let me go out of... Well, I can leave it in low plus, I guess, and just turn the diff lock off for now. So I'm still in all-wheel drive. I'm still in low plus. I just unlocked the diff for this last bit. This is really like some mountain goat stuff here. I'm way up here. This is a cool little task, though, because you get up here and you get to see, you know, the entirety of the map from this vantage point. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so that's accomplished. It doesn't look like... It doesn't give you anything for the first one, and then I think I have to get over to that peak. Is the second one is King of the Hill South Peak. So now it's a matter of... I do want to go a little faster. So now it's a matter of, can I find a spot like up is okay, going down out of control is bad. Yeah, so I took this path in the con at one point. Yeah, damaged the diff. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention about the differential is if you go over a certain speed with it locked, it'll give you damage. That's okay. It was only 25 damage. I think the differential has 100 points of damage. I have repair points on my roof rack, so it's fine. Maybe I'll repair the differential after we complete this. I am noticing that this has taken quite a bit of fuel. So I did intend to continue on from here with the Chevy to do a couple other things, and fuel will likely be the limiting factor. Seems like that is always the case, unfortunately. So we're heading towards King of the Hill, North Peak. What does that actually say? Factory. So the factory is this way at some point, but we're going to North Peak. Come on. When you go into low gear, you have to hold the left back button and then use your joystick to move into low gear, and then you have to let go of the left back button before you can lock the diff, which is a little frustrating. You can see it was turning red there. A little surprising because I don't know if that, maybe it was a speed thing. I mean, I was going at a decent clip, but I definitely wouldn't categorize this as being an area with like too much traction, which is generally... All right, so I need to veer. The path goes a little bit, yeah, it's over here to the right. Got pointed in a little bit of the wrong direction there and was heading off-road. I say like off-road, off-road, I assume you know what I mean. Like this is all off-road. Okay, we're starting to head up a little bit more of a steep. That's a little too slow, but I'm going to lock the diff again, that kind of preventative. I know that's probably burning a lot more fuel. I get that, but it does provide much better, like, consistent traction where you're not like sliding and then gripping unexpectedly. And for me, it works a little better. The other thing you can do, as you just saw there, is as the differential does turn red, you can just like pause for a minute and it'll go back to, you know, green or no indicator at all. All right, I think we're getting close to the top of this one. I did the King of the Hill missions in my original playthrough that was unrecorded, and I think I did it in the con, and it was definitely less challenging, to be honest. Even with the con, like I've talked about it tending to roll over a lot, so I get the reward for both of them right here. So a little bit of money, a little bit of XP, not a ton. I mean, if I could go down, if I thought I could go down this side, it would save a heck of a lot of time, but it's probably pretty sketchy. Let's nose over this way a little bit. I mean, I'll try it. I'm gonna go into low, so I can just go as slow as I possibly can. I do have the autonomous winch, and this is, I would say, sort of a big enough time saver that I could make the argument that if I roll over, like, I'm okay with that to a certain extent. This tree is definitely giving it its all. Okay, I'm back on a path. I think I want to go this way. I don't know if I ended up coming out where I thought I was. We'll give it a try. If I don't run into too many more problems, I should have the fuel to pull this off. I just don't know if I have picked the right path to get there, and if I'm going to be able to get, because there's still another area where I have to go kind of down a cliffside. That's probably my biggest risk, and I have actually taken a decent amount of damage at this point, and so while I do have some repair points, I got to be careful. It might be useful to use those actually sooner than later. Maybe when I get out to like the highway area, I'll stop for a second and use some repair points on my vehicle. All right, let's stop here for a second. We'll do repair. Source is roof rack. So the only thing that's really damaged is my gearbox and my engine. So I was able to fully repair the... No. Yeah, I'm out of repair points. So I was able to mostly repair those. It was interesting. It still really didn't have enough damage that it probably would have mattered. I mean, one of them was like 85 out of 100 or something like that. Another one was like 100 out of 125. The damage component, in my experience, just hasn't been huge in this game. The trucks can take a lot of damage. I don't know if they thought people would be like rolling them over even more frequently than they actually are, and they would need a ton of damage points. I don't know. Or I've talked in a number of videos if they did... Okay, I gotta focus for a second. Yeah, because I want to take a shortcut here. And this could be... definitely could be dangerous, but we're going to try it. If they did like a hardcore mode for this game, you could definitely make it so that you took damage when towing a heavy load. Just like straight up damage to your engine and transmission, just because the load is one of the crazy super overweight loads. But otherwise, it seems like it tends to not have much impact on the gameplay from my perspective, to be honest. Alright, so I'm out in the area, then this is where I need to now cut across the water at some point, and I don't know exactly what I'm dealing with. It does look like I'm probably going to have enough fuel to do this, if I can manage to not get completely stuck. Okay, this was definitely the place to come from. I think earlier when I was looking at coming out from the other direction, that was not ever going to happen. Okay. Made it. Give me some upgrade. What is it? Engine upgrade. Let's see what trucks. So if it's the GMC, the Chevy Kodiak, the Lodestar, and the Fleet Star. I haven't spent much time in the Lodestar. I might have spent a little time off camera in the Lodestar. I don't recall if I've ever driven it on camera. Let's turn the engine off real quick because it's going to take me a minute to figure out what to do next. Alright, I'm back at the garage. The Chevy is out on that sandbar. It's almost out of fuel. I'll probably have to recover it at some point, but I'm going to leave it there for now. I have stripped the Paystar down to the frame. I don't even have the flatbed on. I have no idea how much of a difference that makes from like a power to weight ratio. I guess I could have looked when I took it off. It'll update the stats. That's something that wasn't apparent to me right away, by the way, so just as a tip, when you make a change to a truck in the garage, it updates whatever impact that has to the stats. So if you put like the repair body thing on this truck, it'll tell you that it's giving it a massive hit to the power to weight ratio. But anyway, I don't know if taking the flatbed off makes a difference or not. What I'm going to do is, I mentioned earlier, there's 2 sunken trucks on the map, fairly nearby. I'm going to try to go get one. I may not have quite the stuff I need to pull this off yet. Like, I still have the base level of all-terrain tires on this truck right now. I don't even have off-road tires, let alone mud tires. And this truck is going to be sunk, and it's a heavy truck. So that's why I stripped everything to give me the best possible chance of pulling this off. But this may come down to you don't have the tires or the truck to do this yet. So I may need to take a bigger, heavier duty truck out there, or I may need to wait until I have better upgrades for the Paystar. But I should be able to winch it. I think I have to winch it to somewhere, so I don't think it's just a matter of getting to this truck and then I can, you know, some trucks you can get to them and repair them and take them. I think I got to winch this somewhere. If not, a little bit of a problem in the sense that I don't have the repair body or anything on this truck. So that's a little bit of a problem, potentially. I will say this, I've been over to this area of the map before. I think maybe there's a pump. Wow. Sorry about that. I think maybe there's a pump over here from the pumps mission. So I have been over here before. It is rough when I get off the road here, I'll tell you that much. I'm trying to think if I had... I can't recall if I have actually already attempted this before or not. I really don't remember. All right, is this where I'm going? Where's the truck? So the truck's over there. So if I go straight here, I'm going back, you know, like that's pretty easy. I need to go over here and then try to like work my way out on these sandbars. So let me back up a skosh and we'll head to the left. I don't recall if I had the diff lock on this truck. I think it comes with it, so I guess I must have. So like I said, I guess the real question is, like, have I tried this before with this truck and failed? And I really don't remember the answer to that question. This is really tough to even think about how I'm going to get this out of here. I kind of feel like I need to be facing the other direction. So let me back around and I'll back up to the truck. No. Okay, there's a little bit of bickering going on in the background. Not sure if you guys can hear that or not. Yeah, this is working. Okay, show task. I guess I can start tracking it. So I'd already accepted it at some point. So now it's a matter of winching. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me go back to that. Because what am I supposed to do with this? Where am I taking it? Drown heavy truck. I got to take it to the farm. Wow. Okay. That's not terrible. Wait, do all of these drowned trucks belong to the farm in Black River? I think they might. I think that's kind of the deal. Is I think they all belong to the farm. Okay. So here's the challenge. Even if I can get from here to back to the land, I can't go like up that dirt bank that's kind of straight ahead of me. So I have to cut left and go through there. I have not engaged the locking differential yet. Let me try that. Does not appear to have made a huge difference. Yeah, I think I either should have gone... I should have stayed right, or I should have gone left faster. Alright, before I burn through all my fuel, let's release the winch. Let me get into a little better position from a traction perspective, and then I'll grab the truck again. Let's see how far I can... Like, right here is probably pretty good, but I don't know if I can reach the truck now. So I'll have to see. Looks like I can. Alright. I'm going to head from here. Why am I taking engine damage? That's kind of odd. I'm not underwater. Alright, well, what I'm going to do is pull this thing as close as I can and repeat the process that I just did. I'm going to get it as close to me as possible, and then I'm going to release it, drive ahead to a place with a little more traction. I am burning 19 liters of fuel a minute there. I was kind of... Nope. I want to grab a farther away log. Let's grab... is it just me, or sometimes do you tab through the winch points and like the points not moving? That's super frustrating to me. Alright, so my winch is apparently a decent length. So I can probably go to like here and try it. And this is pretty solid ground. Yeah, I can at least go to here. Ooh, actually that was like the farthest I could go. So I was a little overconfident with the distance. Okay. It looks like I'm maybe going to be able to pull this off. I feel like at some point I tried this already and failed. And maybe deleted that footage. I don't recall. I do want to... Ultimately, I want to winch the truck a little closer. I'd like it closer behind me. It just makes it easier when you're taking corners and stuff like that. You don't want it like 6 feet behind you. Although I have noticed that it tends to almost, I'll say, like auto-adjust. So if you stop and then the truck that you're winching rolls towards you, then it takes up the slack. It is what I've noticed. Okay, so I don't want to go that way. That's not helpful. I need to go to here, and then to here, around to here. Basically, I got to go past the garage, and then to the farm and deliver it. This feels doable. How close is it? Yeah, I want it closer than that. Let's lock the parking brake and pull it a little closer. That feels more reasonable and is about all I can do anyway. So there are some tricky spots between here and the garage. There's a couple. Uh-oh. I think the truck is hung up on something. Yeah, the truck I'm towing is hung up on a tree. So let me go into automatic. Little trick is I can back up and bump it. And then when I go forward, take a little better angle this time. Maybe? No? Did that not work? Slamming into the truck didn't work, you're telling me? Let's try it again. I think I just need to push it a little further off where it's stuck before I continue. It's both like stuck on that tree, but also I think hung up on the land there. Let's see if that helped. There we go. Okay. I think it was hung up on that hump on the ground in addition to the tree. Let's try to winch it in again a little bit. Yeah, because the last thing you want to have happen is you take a corner like this, and then the truck I'm towing gets stuck on the utility pole or whatever. So you want it to be fairly close in general. So the rest of the way back is essentially on road. It's just that one spot of really waterlogged land coming up here. It's where I usually try to skirt around it. I don't think I want to take this truck through there towing another truck. Come on, Paystar. I mean, she's still going. She's slowing down, but she's still going. Yeah, this is the spot I'm referring to, of course. So let me go right, like I typically do. It's muddy over here, too. It's just not as muddy, is the reality. Yeah, see, I never would have been that fast through that section if I'd have gone straight through the mud. I'm still bogging down here. This truck also doesn't have... The Paystar doesn't have very good wading depth right now. There is a snorkel that's unlockable, but I don't have it yet. So I have that, I think they call it like the air filter, and it is on the side of the truck here, but it doesn't provide a ton of wading depth. Oh. Well, I got a little lucky there. I got distracted adjusting the camera angle. Okay. Go slow and pay attention. All right. Other than the mud that you go through actually going into the farm, that was the worst of it then, because we're on pavement. There's water over the road coming up here, but it is, I always describe it as like, it's not muddy at the bottom. It's just like water. It's the same grip as the pavement. Yep, right here. Stay to the left a little bit. I've had problems falling into that ditch on the right there for whatever reason. Just kind of cutting the corner. I still, I really want to actually play this game with the wheel at some point. I think it might... I've always struggled with, excuse me, with driving games with the joysticks. Especially if there's, I mean, if driving is the point of the game. Like I've mentioned before, I played a lot of Farming Simulator, and I didn't have a problem driving in that game, but it's different. It's not supposed to be uh, like the game's around the farming, not around the driving, I guess is what I'm saying. All right, we delivered that. Another 320 XP. We are a little less than 500 away from leveling up. I'll go get it anyway. I can always leave it somewhere else until I find the mission start point, but I'm pretty sure it's another one of delivering it back to the farm, just to be honest. All right, we're gonna plow through. Sorry, dude. All right, which way am I going? To the right. Yeah, these drowned truck missions, I guess the farmer must own more land around here and had trucks, you know, sitting at different areas around the township, and when it flooded, a bunch of them got stuck and abandoned and stuff. So it thinks I'm doing riverside repair, delivering to the boatman's house, but I'm not. Wait, am I trying to turn right here already? Yeah. Have I been through this area with this truck? I'm gonna be... Ugh. See, I want to go left here, but there's areas of it that look like they're a little bit sloped, so I gotta be careful I don't tip. Come on, get up on the top of it. There you go. At some point I'm gonna have to go down into it, but I'd like to wait as long as possible. Okay, honestly, that wasn't terrible. I thought that was going to be way, way worse. When you see these massive puddles like this, you just assume that it's complete swamp underneath, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. Alright, hanging this direction. Back to the wheel comment, what gets me thrown off is I have trouble figuring out when my wheels are centered. So like exiting a turn, I really struggle knowing, instead I end up like weaving back and forth. I think if I was playing with a wheel, I would inherently turn the wheel back to center when I wanted to. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, we're gonna stop and get fuel. So this is the one that has that giant, have I accepted that task? Yeah, no, I haven't. That giant semi-fuel trailer, and you need a high saddle. I think there is a high saddle for this truck, so I could come, I don't know where I'd take that though. But that'll be a future mission, we'll want to knock that one out too. Ugh. Okay. Here's the bridge we gotta go across. And this is not one... Is this one that we built? Maybe it is, actually, now that I say that. I was gonna say it wasn't. But I think we did build this one. Yeah. This was early in the game. That'd have been like episode 4 or 5 or something like that. Okay. I think we're getting relatively close to this one. Like I said, it'll be a matter of figuring out what the actual mission is, or where the start point is. And then we got to be taking it back to the farm. I mean, like I said earlier, I think all the drown trucks are for the farm in this map. Okay, that was a rock slide that we cleared earlier. Boy, this is a little bit of a haul. Ooh, is this the right way, or... Yeah, still going the right direction. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. There was just a branch floating in the sky there. A little bit of a physics freak out. Okay. Guess I'm heading up this way. This is not an area of the map that I'm very familiar with. Tend to drive, you know, again, tend to be like very familiar with the area around the farm, the garage, up to that warehouse area, which is not, we went like partway there in the last piece where we picked up the first truck. Familiar with that area. This is not an area of the map that I'm terribly familiar with. I mean, I think I've been here before, I just not as frequently. Okay, guess I'm going left, is that right? Slow down. All those stumps. Oh my gosh, did I really just do that? Okay. This is muddy. I've yet to figure out if there is any difference between identical tires in the same class. So the very first, because these are the only all-terrain tires that are available for this truck right now. The rest of them are locked. So if I go from these to like the very last all-terrain tires, are they different? I don't know. Okay. There's the truck we're picking up. So as with before, I'm going to get myself positioned, kind of back into it. I don't know if this is a... is this a smaller truck? This is a Chevy Kodiak, right? I don't know what the other one was. Nope. This way. Come on. I don't want to get any closer than I have to. I'd like to stay as much on dry land as I can. Let's test the winch distance. Okay. Yep, that's within distance. All right. So let's figure out where we have to... Oh, I didn't... Is there a box around it? Where am I taking this? Shoot. So the problem is I don't know where I'm taking this. So I'm going to go forward a little bit here and start to winch it in at the same time, so I can close that distance. This one is easier getting out of where it was stuck. New truck discovered. Oh. Wait. Do I just get this truck? Is this not a mission? Can I switch to it? Change truck. Oh yeah, this is just my truck to have apparently. So this is not a mission to return. Let's take it back to the garage and take a look at it. Okay, so this is a Chevy Kodiak. It's fully repaired now. Kodiak C70. So let's go into the menu and see what we've got. So it looks like we probably found this engine, I'm guessing, already somewhere else because we have one. So I could put that on it. I'm not going to do any upgrades yet. I'm just going to look at what there are. So the regular gearbox, everything else is locked. Stock suspension, tires. I could go up to 39-inch all-terrain. So I could put better tires on it. It's not going to matter, though, if... I'm not going to worry about the winch. Let's look at the diff lock is engageable right now. It comes that way, it looks like. Spare wheel I've never really needed. Does have a snorkel. This will be the key. Engageable all-wheel drive is in Alaska. So I'll be honest, I don't feel like this truck is super useful right now, and that's kind of frustrating. But without engageable all-wheel drive, it's really not super useful. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. I can always buy it back later, and we'll see, if I end up using it. So what do? I got to put it in truck storage, and then I can go in here and sell it from here. All right, I've pretty much hit everything. I'm going to end this episode, do a little research, figure out what I want to do next. There's still plenty for us to do in Black River. We've got the power lines, the lumber mill's locked. Oh, actually, but both of these are locked. These are all locked right now, so I can't do anything for Husky forwarding. But I can deliver these parts for Pipe Dream, and let's see what Steel River Township has open still. Yeah, the lost container. This is the one I'm talking about. So I got to find these drilling spare parts. Oh, you know what? I can accept it from here. So now, oh, the drilling spare parts are like right by the warehouse. So somebody like fell. Do I have to deliver more than one? Is there more than one drilling spare part? It doesn't appear so. So we're not super close to that on the map, and I'm not sure I have enough fuel to get back there. That was kind of a major fail that I drove all the way over here to look for parts, and it came down to needing to accept the mission. I'm going to map all this out and then immediately look at my fuel and decide I don't have enough to do it. Oh, and I don't have a crane. Forget it. We'll do this one next episode. Sorry about that. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I will see you next time.